Chiefs Kingdom, we gotta talk. With all the buzz around Patrick Mahomes and this revamped wide receiver core, there's one position that has the coaching staff scratching their heads: the running back room. An NFL insider just dropped a report that's got everyone talking. The Kansas City Chiefs are puzzled by how the RB rotation has shaken out this season. Not panicked, but definitely confused. And you know what? I get it. There's talent: Isiah Pacheco, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Jerick McKinnon, but the usage? The rhythm? The explosiveness? It's not there consistently. And it matters big time heading into the meat of the season. Before we dive deep, real quick, we're on a push to 5,000 subs right here on Kansas City Chiefs Today. If you bleed red and gold, hit that subscribe button. It's free, it helps us grow, and we drop daily videos for the kingdom. Alright, let's talk about why the RB room is becoming the biggest mystery inside the Chiefs locker room. Here's the recent arc: Isiah Pacheco stayed the heartbeat of the backfield. The front office layered on veterans for specific jobs: short yardage, pass protection, perimeter juice, and added a rookie with traits you can mold. On paper, that's a complete room. In practice, the rotation has wobbled because each back asks the offense to call the game a little differently. Think how this touches everything. The run game isn't just handoffs. It's the way Andy Reid and Nagy set up RPOs, it's how Mahomes manipulates linebackers with footwork, it's whether the slot gets clean windows on glance routes, and it's whether the tackles can settle in because play action slows the rush. When the RB role shifts drive to drive, the sequencing can get choppy. You feel that in short yardage, red zone, and even in the second quarter when KC typically steals a possession with clock control. There's also the health and usage picture. Any back with true outside zone speed is best when you commit to the look, motions, pin-pull tags, toss crack, so the defense has to defend every inch of the width. The hammer back needs gap schemes and doubles to create a runway. Your third down protector needs reps reading creeper looks and simulated pressure. If you shuffle those hats too often, it becomes a sampler platter instead of a meal. Why this matters now: the AFC is too tight to bleed possessions on identity searches. The offense doesn't need 180 rushing yards. It needs a dependable 4 to 6 timely carries per quarter that tilt coverage and force safeties to hesitate. Reset line: the RB room isn't broken. The plan just needs to be brutally specific. 1. Early down rhythm. The Chiefs are at their cleanest when Pacheco gets early down touches to set the thermostat. He's a tone setter, violent, decisive, north-south with just enough bounce to punish over pursuit. When he's featured in the first half, linebackers compress a half step, which is all Mahomes needs to hit those mid-level daggers. 2. Short yardage and red zone. This is where indecision bites. If you bring in your sledgehammer but call wide runs, you're fighting your personnel. If you bring in the speed back but pound A-gap duo, you're shrinking his advantage. The fix is not rocket science. Match call to skill. Inside zone / power with the hammer. Toss / stretch with the speed. And build a go-to constraint off each: boot throwback, T sift leak, quick pop to the slot, so defenses can't load the box without paying for it. 3. Pass protection and blitz answers. Mahomes is elite versus pressure, but the RB's job is to make it clear. Your third down back must see the same picture the QB sees: mugged A-gaps, simulated fire zones, green dog triggers. If that back changes every third down, communication changes too, and tempo suffers. Decide your protector and let him live in that role. 4. RPO menu and spacing. The Chiefs' RPOs are deadliest when the box feels light even before the snap. That's about threat credibility. If defenses don't believe you'll hand it, they'll play games with the second level. A credible give, especially on glance and bubble tags, keeps those backers honest and reopens the intermediate windows. Quick beat: the offense doesn't need to run more, it needs to run with purpose. One adjustment: define the triangle. Lock in 3 clearly defined roles, and treat them like starters at 3 different jobs. Pacheco, the base. Early downs, change of pace RPO gives, and the angry yards that turn second and 10 into third and 3. Pencil him in for 15 to 18 touches when game script is neutral. Short yardage / protector, the sledge. Use your thumper for 3rd and 1/2 goal line and the 2-minute drill when blitz tells spike. He's your best pass pro scanner. Keep him in whenever defenses heat up. Perimeter/constraint. The lightning. Your speed back punishes aggressive flow. Toss crack, pin and pull, orbit motion to widen edges, plus the occasional angle/choice route versus linebackers. Give him 5 to 7 design touches and threaten the perimeter every quarter. That's the base plan. Week to week, you flex the lightning spot depending on opponent fits and health, but you don't tinker with the other two without a real reason. Consistency breeds rhythm, rhythm breeds sequencing, sequencing breeds points. Player spotlight, Isiah Pacheco. He isn't just a runner, he's tempo. When he gets touches early, you can see the sideline calm down. He brings an edge that spreads to the huddle. And here's the strategic bonus. When he's the credible give on RPOs, Mahomes' quick game becomes a layup line. If the insiders say the staff is puzzled, the simplest antidote is doubling down on the one thing that's not puzzling at all, Pacheco setting the tone. Wild card, the McKinnon roll air. Someone has to own the 3rd and 7 knife. That's the back who can chip a DE, release late, and turn a check down into 11 yards. Who can motion out and run an angle route with chemistry, who can see the same hot read Mahomes sees. Maybe it's a rookie with burst. Maybe it's a veteran who's seen every fire zone in the book. However you solve it, naming that air unlocks the 2-minute drill and those demoralizing end-of-half drives that define Chiefs football. Headline moment. The coaching staff doesn't need new plays, it needs firmer rules. Zoom out to January. In the AFC, edges are thin and the weather gets real. Against Baltimore's discipline, Buffalo's simulated pressure, Cincinnati's disguise, Miami's speed, what travels is bankable answers on 3rd and short and in the red zone. That is the hidden power of a settled backfield. When the triangle is defined, you shorten games on your terms. You protect your tackles when they're dinged up because you can lean into under-center play action and be unpredictable on 2nd and medium. You force light boxes to become heavier and heavier boxes to become slower. And the downstream effect? Safeties creep a step, the deep over comes back, and that's when number 15 starts dropping hammers. Another layer, Arrowhead in January is a character in the story. Cold, wind, noise, these aren't just vibes. They reward patience, contact balance, and the kind of play sheet that can live in 12 personnel for a drive, then sprint to tempo with the protector back in the huddle. If the insider word is puzzled, the antidote is a January-proof identity. Pacheco early, the sledge where it hurts, lightning on the edges, protector in the money downs. One more rivalry angle, the best defenses script for your first 15 plays. A stable RB script lets you counterpunch in your second 15. Those mid-game adjustments where KC historically flips the field and steals momentum. That's how you win the 4-point situations that swing the 1 seed. Let's talk trench synergy. The interior loves to fire off on duo and inside zone. Perfect for the sledge and for Pacheco's decisive style. When you want to widen the front, shift to pin and pull, toss crack, and counter with a TE across the formation. That's lightning time. Mix in jet motion from your slot to hold the overhang, and sprinkle a bubble tag to make nickel defenders wrong either way. Formationally, 2 tight ends help disguise intentions. From the same look you can run split zone, leak the TE, or flash the wheel from your protector back. If defenses spin safeties late, check to a quick hitter, stick, snag, or a glance RPO keyed off the will. That's sequencing, stacking constraint on top of tendency until the opponent guesses and you cash in. Data-minded piece without getting nerdy, you don't need 30 carries. You need the right 20 to 22 touches among the backs, aligned with your plan for the front. Script it, own it, and only pivot if game state or injuries demand it. Here's my bottom line. The Chiefs aren't short on running backs, they're short on definition. Give Pacheco the runway. Name the sledge and live with him in money downs. Unleash lightning every quarter to punish with. And crown a true heir to the McKinnon role for 3rd and 7 and the 2-minute drill. Do that and the word puzzled becomes problem for the rest of the AFC. If you're new here, this is Kansas City Chiefs Today. Fan voice, daily updates, no fluff. Smash subscribe and help us push to 5,000 subs so we can keep bringing scoreboard lives, instant reactions, and deep dives like this one all season long. Fan questions for the comments. Who's your RB2 today? Power back or speed back? And what's your snap split behind Pacheco? If you could add one trait to the room, short yardage bully or third down receiver, what's your pick and why? What's your ideal Pacheco touch count in a must-win? 18, 22, or 25 plus? Who should inherit the McKinnon role on 3rd and long and in the 2-minute drill? In January at Arrowhead, do you want 12 personnel with downhill runs, or spread sets with quick game RPOs? Sound of best takes get shoutouts on the next show.